Welcome to Sense of Style. I'm Stuart. 8 fragrances that exude quiet luxury. So what the hell is quiet luxury? Well, it is a very new fashion trend, like the last couple of years, mainly started by the Row and Bottega Veneta in particular, that deals with a low-key approach to luxury. And so if you look at the fashion house, Bottega Veneta, and you see, the people walking down the catwalk, it doesn't look anything like a traditional fashion show. Most of them are very ostentatious, very loud, very in your face, crazy designs that people are not going to wear. You see Bottega Veneta and they look like us. The difference is they have very, very high quality clothes. Think like, $1,000 pair of jeans, very high quality, long lasting, but there's nothing loud, screaming, look at me. It's like, I've got my luxury clothes. I don't need your approval. I'm just going to wear what I like. I love that fashion trend. I am not a trendy guy when it comes to fashion, but I can really get behind this one. The idea of driving a well-maintained 10-year-old white Mercedes instead of a brand new red Ferrari that screams, look at me, that's the essence of quiet luxury, and these 8 fragrances embody it perfectly. Fragrance number 1, this is Bottega Veneta for let's go right to the horse's mouth. Even though this fragrance is 10 years old, Bottega Veneta is a house that's always, to a certain extent, embodied quiet luxury. The trend is new. Bottega Veneta has kind of leaned this way for a while. And this fragrance embodies a very natural smelling element. So the creative director thought of, imagine himself in a mountaintop with a little cabin, and then you're getting the icy breeze through an evergreen forest. And that's exactly what this smells like. You've got pine, you've got fir, and then you've got juniper. So 3 very evergreen notes. It really does smell like a photorealistic forest. It's got a leather base. I don't pick up a lot of leather. What I really get is that pine forest feel. It smells different, and it's not in your face. It smells natural. It smells grounded. Not something like Baccarat Rouge 540, which is something that doesn't exist, and it overwhelms you with sweetness. No, it smells natural, minimalist, really, really nice. Fragrance number 2, this is Eau de Gentiane Blanche, and this is by Hermes, the #1 designer house that has always focused on quiet luxury. Hermes is a super high quality house. One of the reasons a lot of young people can't relate to it is because it doesn't scream in your face. You're not going to get vanilla in Hermes because this is quiet luxury. This is for people that have already made it. And my God, this fragrance really embodies it. Now, you do not have to smell natural in order to have a quiet luxury vibe, although this is 2 in a row fragrances, both that smell natural. This is a Gentiane, which is a spring flower from the Alps. It doesn't have a lot of sugar, so it got a bitter feel. There are 3 different white musks that give it a musky element and make it tolerable, because it's going to be green and bitter. The musk tone it down. It ends up smelling very, very nice. Now, there's supposed to be a lot of iris in this. I've only picked iris up a couple of times. It is kind of a quiet fragrance, though, so I could just be missing it. But it's supposed to have a lot of it. I don't get a lot of it, but what I do get is really nice, fresh, green, floral. And the neat thing about this is it's an eau de cologne, but it lasts on my skin every single time 6 hours for an eau de cologne. Fragrance number 3 is a very big departure, but hear me out. I'm going with Le Male Le Parfum. Now, Jean Paul Gaultier is not a luxury house, although it is a very high quality house. It is not quiet either. You've got the very loud bottles. But if you're talking about a quiet luxury fragrance that comes from Jean Paul Gaultier, it is definitely this one. Because I have tried or own like this, Elixir. Super, super loud. Very, very loud, very sweet, very in your face. And then Le Male, back in the day, this bottle alone, but then you've got the whole heavy, heavy vanilla, which was very, very new. So definitely a different, and even Ultra Male, again, loud, loud, loud. This one has vanilla, but it's got so much cardamom, and the quintessential lavender that's associated with Le Male, that seems to rise a lot earlier because it doesn't have so much sweetness. So it's a high quality fragrance. It's very, very popular, and it is definitely so much quieter. If this one wasn't so popular, if this one wasn't such an icon, I wouldn't have added it, but it really does feel like quiet luxury to me. Okay, back to something more conventional. This is Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. And when it comes to designer quiet luxury, Hermes, top of the list. But when it comes to Italian designer quiet luxury, Prada is where it's at. And the Amber Pour Homme line is definitely the closest when it comes to quiet luxury for Prada, for me anyway. So you're going to get a darker version of what they were going for here. And what they were going for was very clean, very sophisticated, very professional smelling. And it definitely has a quiet element to it, but it also has a money element to it. It's something luxurious about it, but in a quiet way. So it is a darker version. The main notes that make it dark are myrrh, which is a dark resin, and then patchouli. Patchouli's notoriously dark. So you've got those two. But it's still got a lot of fresh saffron. There's plenty of that. And then it's got amber sweetness, so more of a resinous sweetness. So you've got the amber, and it goes a little bit with the labdanum, which is a much sweeter resin than myrrh. But I absolutely love it. I think it's a phenomenal fragrance when it comes to projection. You know, you're talking a couple of feet, no more than that, and that's what you want for quiet luxury. Fragrance number 5, this is Sun Song from Louis Vuitton. And if you're talking about luxury, you are talking about Louis Vuitton. I know they're a designer house, but my God, the price, the quality, everything about them is luxury. And this comes from Les Cologne line. Now, they're not colognes. They're eau de parfums. They're called Les Colognes because they're meant to exemplify summer. And this is the same line. It's this, Afternoon Swim, and Cactus Garden. And they're meant to exemplify summer in an eau de parfum format. This is supposed to smell like summer sun in a bottle. It really does. They use a lot of citron in this, so very, very citrusy. There's some orange blossom, so you get a little bit of the orange. You also get a little bit of the creaminess of a white floral. There's musk in this. I don't pick up a ton of musk. I definitely get the white florals and the citrus. I love white florals in summer fragrances. They make them smell different, but it's just, this one though, it's just, I don't know how it is that citron makes fragrances just smell so bright. Performance is very solid, given the fact that it's an eau de parfum. It's not crazy strong performance, though. Don't get confused. We're not talking 8 hours here that you normally get with Louis Vuitton. It's more like 5, maybe 6. Projection is fine. Lovely fragrance. Next up, we have La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. And when it comes to fragrances that are still popular, that still sell, that aren't loud and in your face and super sweet, this to me is a classic one. Now, I do think the original La Nuit de l'Homme, after it got watered down, was too quiet luxury. This one fixed the issue by adding ginger. And to be fair, I've compared the two head to head. I don't get a lot of ginger in this, but what I do get is a richer, deeper, slightly different scent profile to the original, but it's mainly just a richer, deeper cedar, lavender, and cardamom fragrance. Very spicy, very cool, very seductive. And look, you can't, it's supposed to be a seductive fragrance. That's what it's known for. Very few loud people that are seductive. Loud is in your face. Seductive is quiet. Seductive is slow, takes its time. That's what this one does. And yeah, it's great. Next up, we have Eau Sauvage by Christian Dior. This is the nicest bottle. Very minimalist, very simple in a lot of ways. The nicest bottle in my collection. This looks like 1960s wealth. I've always, from day one, you can go back and look at all my other videos. If I was going to a summer wedding in the daytime, I guarantee you this is what I would wear. For a couple of reasons. Number one, it's got a lot of citrus in it. It's got bergamot and lemon. It's got a lemony smell, very fresh, perfect for summer. But number two, it just lasts. It lasts a long time. I mean, you expect that from Dior, but you don't always get it. It lasts a long time for a very citrus fragrance. Now, one of the reasons is it's got a lot of herbal notes. It's got a couple of barbershop notes in lavender and oak moss, right? But the lavender is not strong enough for me to consider this to be barbershop, a quintessential barbershop. Very toned down. You've got basil and rosemary, so two other herbal notes. So this is more of a green, herbally citrus fragrance that I think will be appreciated more by older people than by younger people, but younger people are missing out on this one because it's really a citrus forward fragrance. The performance here, though, even the projection, you will notice this. Finally, we have Bvlgari pour Homme, and this is a reasonably affordable quiet luxury fragrance. What I love about this, though, is it is quiet, but it does smell luxurious. It smells classy. It smells very, very woody. It's got a real minimalist feel to it, which is kind of adjacent to quiet luxury. It smells a little bit like, it's like a woodier version of Silver Mountain Water, but it's very woody, very sharp. So 4 woody notes. It's got that tea musk combo that's a little bit soothing, but doesn't have the sweetness anywhere near the sweetness or the green element that you get in Silver Mountain Water, but you do get the tea musk soothing element. There is some citrus, a little bit of citrus, but it's very, very woody, very clean, very nice. And it's also affordable. Anyway, yeah, quiet luxury. I can get behind quiet luxury for sure. Thanks for watching.